What's up, guys? I am Drew with Comic Slate here with
Kyle, not Kevin.
So we're going to be doing a full spoiler review of Batman Spawn.
Yes.
And with us today, if you're talking about a book this size, you have to bring on some comic book gurus, comic book experts. Besides us, one of which is an actual comic book pro. First up, we're gonna bring onto the stream is we got Max MVP.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me on, and may I say congratulations on 6,000 subs. That's awesome, man. It's a huge milestone.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a long time coming. It was incredibly hard to get into that. I'll say that. And this is a big one, guys. I've been on his stream before. It's been amazing being on his stream. It's great to now actually have him on our stream. We have from the World Class Bullshitters, Jeff Hicks.
Hey. Thank you for the kind introduction. And yes, congratulations on the new subscribers. YouTube can be a tricky mistress, so anytime you can grow on the platform, congratulations. You deserve it, man. You and I have been interacting here on this platform since 2018, so It's nice to see you guys with all the success and the store and the books and everything. I couldn't be happier for you.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And yeah, like we said, when we first met back in 2018, Sean just had the one shop. Sean still had hair. Yeah. And things have changed a lot since then. All right. So, the book of the day we're going to talk about is Batman Spawn, #1. So I have to ask, starting with you, Jeff, what were your thoughts, expectations on just Todd McFarlane, Batman Spawn in general coming into this?
All right. So my expectations were, I look at Todd McFarlane like the Michael Bay of comics, where I'm going to get excited, I'm going to get hyped, I'm going to see something cool, but I'm also going to temper my expectations when it comes to the writing. So when I first heard about Batman Spawn, I went, cool, Batman Spawn. I remember the other Batman Spawn from the 90s. I'm on board. And then I heard more of the crew that was involved, Greg Capullo, cool, double thumbs up. And so I got excited. It sounds like I was digging on Todd at the beginning, but anytime he announces something, I pay attention. Anytime he drops a video, I pay attention. The dude knows how to build a lot of hype for his brand, and so it worked. I was a child of the 90s, so Todd McFarlane was the name in the industry for so long. So it worked. I was a little excited by that.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, he was the name of the 90s, and yeah, we're kids in the 90s. I grew up reading Spawn, got all those books, and he's been writing Gunslinger Spawn, which is arguably one of the best books at Image right now. It's Todd writing it, Brett Booth illustrating it. Cannot go wrong with that. Yep. And we'll get into our comments a little later. But Max, MVP, what can you say now that you couldn't say last week about the book?
Thankfully, I think we were able to do a good job of speak on everything that we could have without spoiling it. But one of the things that I think we all agreed on was this notion of bringing in the Court of Owls, which was the big, reveal. And everyone was like, oh, this is the antagonist that we're going to bring. And then, the Court of Owls has this dilemma of creating Batman, but then bringing in Spawn. And, I think you guys had mentioned that convoluted aspect of like the villain bringing in all these different dead zones and everything. So I think for me, one of the things I didn't get to say in our non-spoiler review was just why the Court of Owls, and we may get to that in a little bit.
Yeah. And a little fun fact. So Kyle and I, we listened to an interview that both Todd and Greg gave 3 days ago. And after reading this, we were like, the story is very muddy. And sure enough, in that interview, Todd McFarlane states, I had no story. When the contracts were written, he had no story at all. He just asked Greg what he wanted to draw. And Kyle, what did Greg want to draw?
Court of Owls. Draw what you know. New 52.
There you go.
Why not? It worked once. It'll work again.
And, I guess he's familiar with it. And I think you guys had alluded to the fact that was one of the things that he said was like, yeah, I'm familiar with it. I know it. It's what I drew for a while for New 52. So I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, he was giving Greg a lot of leeway. It was art first, story second, and you can tell.
Yes. It's very shocking because when you read Gunslinger Spawn, it is really damn good. and
Yeah.
it's arguably the strongest and best writing Todd's ever done. And when you read this, it's like, wait, this is the same guy?
Yeah.
And but
I
no story.
I will say that the Brett Booth interiors, which we are blessed with, by the way, in Gunslinger, that carries the book. If it weren't, if it were I think because Todd is doing a good job of telling a story within Gunslinger.
Yes.
However, if we had a different interior artist that wasn't a Brett Booth level, it would be a mediocre book. It's Brett Booth that brings it to that next level where it's like, this is in my top 5 every time it comes out or whatever. But
that's very true. I mean, a comic book is a very, it's like a 50-50, 60-40 medium. The art does have to tell half, if not more, of the story than the writing, just as the writing has to a little bit. So yeah, they have a good balance there in Gunslinger Spawn. Here, it is all art stories. Yeah, this is truly a 1990 image book.
Yes.
When I say great art, stories like, wait, what are you saying? I think I know what you're saying. Yeah,
and not like a 90s book that had a lot of like, I don't know, good press to it. It's one of the 90s books that you can find in like quarter bins right now that were like part of that whole like 90s era of just like there were a ton of books, there were a lot of great artists, but some of them like just random issues would fall by the wayside, and that's kind of what this felt like.
Wow, shots fired.
Literally, hey, right here. Speaking of which,
That's what I was looking at.
Oh, sweet irony! Shots fired. So yeah, this is one of the many. We talked about this briefly. We hinted at it. One of the many coincidences was that both Wanda and Martha Wayne were killed on the same night, June 6th, June 26th, at the same time.
At the same time.
That's the first coincidence.
Because of course.
That's like Batman versus Superman levels of Martha right now.
Yeah, it really is. Yes.
Yeah.
And now, Max, really, after going through the book again, this is the page right here. This is the page of the whole book.
That's
It's
the page.
beautiful.
And that's the one that got me like because it's like what, the page 3 or 2 or 3, because it's a double splash page.
Yes.
Takes up both sides of the book. And so when you look at his bicep and his quadricep, they take up like a half of the page. So I was like, I am here for that. Like, that looks great.
Pages 2 and 3.
Yep. Pages 2. Yep. There you go.
There you go. So it opens strong, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta give him great credit there.
Oh yeah, this book
And-
is wonderful to look at.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Greg really brought the heat on this. It really, it really goes back to like 2012 DC New 52 Greg Capullo. It looks incredibly sharp.
That's when I really got into his work as well. I had heard of him as an artist. I grew up in the 90s reading stuff, but I never, like, once that Batman book dropped, he's always stayed on my radar, and so anytime he does anything, I pay attention. I just like that guy's work that much.
Yeah, same here, Jeff. Yeah, growing up in the 90s, it was a name I saw wasn't familiar with. He wasn't one of the big guys at that point. He wasn't. And then in the 2012 comes around, New 52, Greg Capullo, rock star status. It was like almost overnight. He became a rock star. It was crazy.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Court of
His
Owls.
Batman is very unique.
Yes, Batman's very unique, and Court of Owls is arguably going to be one of the best Batman stories. Probably one of the best top 10, 15 of all time.
Being born in the part of the 80s that I was born in, it's probably one of the best Batman stories of my life, because year 1 in Dark Knight Returns are before I'm alive. And then, like, is Nightfall really that great?
Yes, it is. I have gone back to that. I will stand my ground. I am standing my ground.
Awesome.
All of
Yes.
I would have had that discussion.
Okay. When you get to the Crusade part when he's in the wheelchair and get the Chandra healing him, and it's like, okay, it gets a little muddy there. But but Nightfall, Night Quest, then Night's End.
Yeah.
The 3 main parts.
Okay.
That's where it's really good. Yes.
Do you think Hush would be up there too?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
For me anyway, it is.
Same.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think.
Yeah. I mean, because look, the art
Yeah.
speaks for itself. Holy
Yeah,
crap!
yeah.
I could
Who
stare
does
at
a
that.
better job?
Yeah, I could stare at that all damn day.
Yeah.
Every page, all day.
Yeah.
That's one of the few I actually have. DC did a thing called Unwrapped, where it was like the penciled pages, and they released a penciled hardcover of that edition. I had to get it so you'd see Jim's pencil, and it's amazing.
Dude, I got the Court of Owls right here. Here, I'll just show my camera. See, I got the unwrapped version of that right here. So I'm rocking Greg Capullo all the time. So,
There you go.
there it
Nice.
is.
Unwrapped. Outstanding.
Dang, that's rad.
yeah, love it. I also got the Adam Kubert one as well. DC, man, their books show up on clearance everywhere. So yes, I can.
They're good at that.
Yeah, they are. Why is that?
You know what's funny
There
is
they
like
are. And the neck, and the pearl. There we go. Yeah.
Pearl.
Martha.
Too bad.
Why'd you say that name?
Yeah. I do think it's funny.
I was waiting for Batman to say it. Why'd you say that name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's funny because what 3 weeks back we were talking about the one comic that had like just that alleyway that just looked so lazy and computer generated and like nothing was interesting. And then this book comes out and we look at this alleyway and we're like, this is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like this thing is disgusting and
Spawn alleyway.
Yeah, and Greg Greg talked about in an interview like how much detail he was putting in to the alleyways, the bricks, the windows, and everything, and it shows.
Yes,
there
it
you
does.
go.
It shows.
I think this is a double pager too.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't begin to imagine how much Greg asked. For like how much he sold this for. He had to
Ooh.
right now. I can't imagine how much he sold this for.
Do you think he already sold it, or do you think he's going to sit on it?
Oh, I think he already sold it. A lot of these guys already sell them ahead of time. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already sold it. I mean, knowing what I do now with Sean, when he talks about the artists and their handlers, the art dealers, a lot of these guys already have the buyers in line who already pre-bought these pages. They just said, I want that page. I don't care, how much it costs. Put my name on it. It's like,
Maybe Todd bought it.
yeah.
There's one page, and I think we're coming up to it here, where Spawn just looks like he's 7 feet tall or something. It's really cool. That was one thing that I took away that I really enjoyed about this was like the imposing presence of Spawn. But I forget which page it was.
There's a clarity that comes with this art that Todd McFarlane didn't have with his Spawn work back in the day. And so I always appreciate seeing other artists take on Spawn. And Greg Capullo does a great job. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite rendition, but it's a damn good one. One of the best I've seen.
And Todd has even said, like, this is I think he said it's his favorite, or it's the favorite version of Spawn. Todd has even said it. He said it in the interview. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Imagine how many different renditions of artists, illustrators have created their own version of Spawn that they send to Todd, as like fan art. So
Yeah. I still would like to see Neil Adams. We got
whoa.
So I was told about this. And you guys never knew it. It's called I think it was Comics Journal, Comic Insider.
Yeah.
It was back in the 90s. Neil Adams was going to do a crossover with She-Bat and Spawn. There was going to be a big crossover with those two. And there's 3 pages in this preview book of artwork that Neil did. Neil drawing She-Bat and Spawn. And that is it. The crossover never happened.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dang.
Yes.
But I would love to have seen it.
Yeah.
Imagine how much those pages would have sold for.
Right? Jeez. How much they sell for now since Neil's gone? It's like
Oh yeah.
That was so sad.
yes, it was. That was
Yeah.
I was talking with Nerdette's newsstand. We're talking about the death this year, and I told her, that was the death that hit me the hardest this year. That really, yeah.
Same. I worked for Neil Adams at some shows and stuff, and it was cool as hell because, being a big fan, that's what my comic book store that actually called me, like, Neil Adams needs help. Do you want to go work for him? I'm like, yes, I do. And
Yeah.
it was an experience. So, like, people, you build it up like, oh, you worked with a legend for whatever. It was crazy. I actually learned a lot from Neil Adams about the selling, man. That guy hustles. The way he teaches you to sell his stuff. Whew, that is serious.
You hit the nail on the head. Yeah, because you and we both worked for Neil, and yeah, I could not agree more. I learned about the hustle at a comic book show from Neil. He was the master at it.
But he and his wife are very generous when it comes to pay. They pay a good rate, and they didn't dick you around. It's like, hey, we need this from you. They paid you in cash, and you went on your merry way. So that was a great experience, actually.
Yeah.
I could listen to you guys talk about that like for seriously like an hour. Like that sounds so rad.
I've got so many Neil stories. Jeff's got stories about Neil. I've got plenty of stories about Neil, and it's just listening to him have conversations with customers, fans about The Walking Dead, how much he hated The Walking Dead, and it's funny stuff. I got yeah.
Nice.
Dude, one thing I'll say, and I'll leave it alone, to watch other big professional artists come up to Neil Adams was awesome. Because when I was working for him, Darwin Cook and Alex Saviuk came up to him. And Darwin Cook was cool, very friendly, but not like, as engaging. But Alex Saviuk was over there looking at his prints, and I knew what he looked like because I'm a big Spider-Man nut. And so I started talking to him, and he is my favorite artist I've ever met. We're Facebook friends. We don't really talk or anything, but it's so cool, like, knowing how those guys that you look up to as an artist look up to Neil. Like, the hierarchy of art was so cool that day.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone knows, like, you got to respect, you got to pay homage to Neil. Everyone there's that, like you said, there's a hierarchy here, and he sat on that throne. He really did. I mean,
sat on that island.
Literally that island.
Yeah.
He had an island.
Yes, he did.
And he sat right there in the middle. Yeah.
That's awesome. What a cool experience. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do know I forget who was saying it earlier, but I do agree that this is a different. It's weird because it's still gritty and it's still very detailed. It's still very image, and yet clean. Like the lines, like the inking looks very clean. Like everything looks very sharp. It doesn't look like scratchy or anything, or it doesn't look kind of amorphous. Like everything looks very intentional and yet still gritty and real. I think maybe it was this panel that like you were like, oh man, because if Batman's a big guy and Spawn's even bigger than he is, like that's he's a big dude.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly he's a few inches taller than Batman. But that's a banger panel right there.
Oh yeah.
Wanda.
It's interesting too.
Why did you say that name?
Capullo is very much his own artist, but he does channel McFarlane in the Spawn eyes, the way he uses the thin lines around the eyes and stuff. It's very like, I don't know, he tapped into that style very well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Todd inked it. It's kind of curious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Todd was the inker.
Yeah, so it's kind of
that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got to get that classic glow.
I was hoping for the classic glow. But I was gonna say I was hoping for a longer fight between Spawn and Batman, but that's it. What we just ran through, that is their confrontation with one another.
That's the fight.
Yeah.
Well, I actually loved what you guys said last week, where that panel right there with Violator and everyone, and Gunslinger and Scorched, like that's what we should have gotten. And like that panel should have been, we have to take out King Spawn. Like you guys were saying, like Spawn has now come to power in hell and taken the throne, and he's like, been possessed or something, and we need to take it because he's become too powerful. So he has to team up with all the different Spawns. Like, I don't know. I think what you guys had mentioned last week would have been a really fun rendition of that.
Well, and a simpler story, like we said, the KISS method, keep it simple and stupid, There you go. But this, like I said, it gets muddy with the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the fact that you try to tie it into now continuity. It's like you can do whatever you want. Why do you bring up the dead zones and Court of It's like, why you gotta do this shit? Like you're.
Yeah, no, you're right. It should have been. This shouldn't have been like breaking new ground with like a, introducing all these different new concepts or whatever. So I think muddy is a very diplomatic way of saying it. I would have said, yeah, very convoluted and just, yeah.
But the new Talon that Greg said he was looking forward to drawing.
Oh yeah.
And, he said he can't wait. He can't wait for the action figure. His words.
From McFarlane.
No, that's from Greg. That's from Greg.
But McFarlane
Well, no,
makes
I mean,
the
like-
toys.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeff. You're a big action figure guy. You excited to get this?
I don't buy Todd McFarlane's Batman toys because he reuses too many parts, so I will have to pass.
Fair.
Yeah, I have like
Yeah.
3 of them, and it's like, this Batman doesn't have these gauntlets. This Batman shouldn't have these boots. Like I said, I really respect the guy, but I also know how he does business, which is something I do respect. But as a collector, I just go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
You can sometimes notice that even with artists too, Jeff. I mean, like if you see maybe someone who's like a variant artist or does like the same pose every single time they have a different character,
Jim Lee.
yeah, and you almost kind of feel gypped because you're like, man, I've seen this before. Like, you're a great businessman. I know what you're doing because you're streamlining your art, but at the same time, it's like I've seen this 3,000 times. So
Boom.
Yeah,
right here. That was Superman. I swear, like right up here, Superman and Batman. Jim Lee did this exact same cover.
probably.
Yeah.
I don't. That always. Okay, so there's certain things that are like signature poses that I'm okay with, and then there are certain times where I think an artist is like lazy about it. Like if you look at an old Ramita or like Kirby or some of those guys, those poses are their calling cards. John Buscema, everybody has like a certain pose. I like him because he did it so well and so perfect. But like in the modern day, I don't know. And I don't mean the modern day as of like 2012 on. I mean like 1990 to today. If I analyze all that art, I feel shortchanged when they do it in that time frame.
I'll say in terms of the 90s, I think when we had guys like Michael Turner break into the scene, who was like completely new, I think David Finch also does a really good job of making sure his stuff is really dynamic. Like at first, their stuff was like, it was like the best thing since sliced bread, and that's why everyone was. And then Mark Silvestri really came onto the scene and everything. So at the beginning, I think it was brand new, and then it definitely got more streamlined, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay." So I definitely see what you're saying, though. How the calling cards of some of these older artists and some of these kings of the industry, gods, their calling card was like the poses,
Yeah.
And here's the next coincidence right here. So there is a court in every dimension. He has his court of owls. He has his own court of priests he's been dealing with.
Sure.
Like, okay.
All right.
I can go with 2 coincidences for now.
Whatever. Yeah. You each have your own family. You got your Bat family. You got your Spawn family. Sure.
Oh, there it is. Football face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Laces out.
Yep.
Kyle was probably checked out at this point. He was like,
Yeah, I'm pissed. I still bought 4 of these and I can't get
"Oh
rid
yeah."
It's so funny because reading this, like, when Jeff, you and I were both writers of comic books right now, and we understand pacing of comics. And when I'm reading this, the pacing of everything, I can just at this point, I'm thinking to myself, the pacing of this seems very odd. Like, I feel like I'm about to get it to be continued. I get a good feeling when I read something. I'm like, I don't think this is going to wrap up when I read something, and that's when I start getting an unsettling feeling when I get to this point. And
dude,
later.
When I read Todd McFarlane in general, I've always wondered if it's like the way he perceives the story. It's like, oh, I'm going to draw the rest so I can leave out certain things. Because it's, I do my own stuff, so that's kind of how I operate. And because the reason I'm bringing this up is like the old Spider-Man one with the lizard, the one that he wrote, Andrew, his own title. It's like when he gets that much, there's a lot of those gaps and things. And looking through this book, I felt that like he was writing for himself to draw, but then somebody else drew it. So you're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He just asked the artist, "What do you want to draw? Court of Owls? Okay, I'll do something."
Yeah. So Todd's given this page, and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I wonder how much coordination the two of them had. Like, if they were in contact and communication with each other
It
the
sounded.
entire time.
That's what it sounded like. They were talking all the time. Yeah, that's what it.
Wow.
Yeah, and a big thing I got from that interview is they kept saying the word nostalgia. That's all they were banking this on. It's like, we have our names attached to it, and we have Batman and Spawn attached to it. People will buy it regardless of what's in it. Is what I was kind of getting from them. It's like, no, it's nostalgia. We're back. It doesn't matter what we do. They're going to buy it up anyway.
Yeah.
That's kind of what most entertainment is these days, sadly.
Fair point. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's the case of the key jangling, you know, or the
member berries.
Yeah.
The member berries, the Easter eggs. Hey, member this, and it gets so old. And so, and this could have been disguised as that, right? You know, like, though, I don't know, because they sold it saying that, you know, this is going to be sold on art and story, but now it's like a different marketing. It's like, now we're selling it on nostalgia. So I don't know. But yeah, I did. Yeah,
this page right here. I think Max, you and I, we both like this right here. How they both go up their way of gathering information.
Yeah, Spawn brutally doing his. That's what he does. One dude's eye is just hanging out of his socket. Just. Yeah, I know, that was cool.
And I gotta say, Greg's Joker, it is still damn creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything. I love it.
Yes. We haven't gotten to the money shot yet with Joker, but we'll get to it. And when we do, oh man, it is a good one.
So remind me again why Joker was in the book. I don't even remember why.
The other funny thing is that Greg said he was all Jokered out, that he didn't want to draw Joker that much. So yeah. I guess maybe Todd might have suggested, hey, you care if I put it in a Joker here?
Yeah.
And, so here we go.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have your clown, we have this clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it looks like K.O. Hearn says, why no photos from the cams? We may be off screen, guys.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's that?
Unless we wanted to just show the brilliance of the artwork, which, you know, I'm good with, but yeah.
And there it is right there, the money shot.
Oh, yeah. That's rad.
That is when I stopped liking the Joker as much. I'm not mad about the death of the family story or anything like that. But as an artist, from like a design point, that's so un-Joker like to me, and I'm just like, I don't connect with it. I look at it and go, that's gnarly, but I'm like waiting to read another book where the real Joker pops up. That type of thing.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, right. I don't think I don't think that's at least I don't think that's something that you are alone in feeling. I think a lot of people can resonate with that, because like, this is a really cool rendition of Joker, but ultimately I think most people would probably like to see him in his normal form, especially after that. Yeah, Clown Prince of Crime. Especially after that horrendous extra scene that they shot for The Batman that was just the most cringy, embarrassing piece of garbage I've ever watched before.
Yeah, I actually found myself saying I'd rather watch the Jared Leto Joker than this guy.
Joker. Yeah. Which is saying a lot, because there's no redeeming qualities in either. But
no. And end scene.
End scene.
Oh, there they are. They're the clowns.
That's what I was like. This is getting wild now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like, wait, so is he Violator posing as Joker, or is this Joker with the Violator's little things?
Yeah. Yes.
It's whatever you want it to be. It's like the ending of Birdman. It's whatever you want. And boom, another money shot double pager.
That's my personal favorite page.
That's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
I like the shadows.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it.
Capullo brings a lot of weight to his figures, which I like, especially with Batman, because he looks like a
Yeah.
chunky dude that's going to screw you up.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like the Ben Affleck Batman. Like he's gonna smash your nut. You know, if you come across him. Yeah.
It's like the chonk Batman is definitely one that I would be intimidated by in a dark alleyway corner or whatever.
That and Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson.
Yeah, 165 pounds soaking wet. I don't think so.
But the eyes. Get the eyes.
Oh, isn't that the 2-page spread where he's like, when I say Wanda, go on my go. When I say Wanda,
Yeah, you're
Be
ready.
ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
be
Yeah.
ready.
What?
But for what? Just be ready.
Just be ready.
Yeah,
What?
Huh? Oh, okay.
I imagine Spawn being like, no, seriously, like, tell me, like, I need to know our plan. Like,
Seriously, I'm gonna blast your head off if you don't tell
Yeah.
me. What do you mean?
yeah, for real.
Detective.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may think you know everything, but like I don't. So
Yeah,
you needed to kind of tell me like what we're doing.
Yeah, got the new Talon.
He's
Very Talon-y.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
walking like a badass.
Looks a lot like Night Owl from Squadron Supreme. The
Mm.
Michael Straczynski and
Yeah.
that
This
doing.
series.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Yep, got a pearl. In cave. Yep, here we go. Yep. These
And we
little
have Miss Smoke Grenade. It's like, oh,
Miss Smoke Grenade. Okay.
Miss Smoke Grenade.
Not Miss.
Single. So, we created Batman. Now we need you to kill Batman.
Yeah, here we oh, wait. Record scratch. Wait, what? You created him? Huh?
And now we want him dead. We're going to create another Batman to kill this Batman, and you, Talon, will. And then it's like, wouldn't Heath then think, aren't they going to kill me next? Like,
It's only a matter of time.
yeah. You guys are very smart, are you?
It's kind of like what were those like movies in the early 2000s where it was like Rob Schneider, and it has like the record scratch. Like that's where it's like
He's the animal. Yeah.
yeah. He just realized he's gonna have a bad day. It's like the record scratch. Like that's what the Court of Owls happened to them. It's like,
Yep, we
Just
need
a-
more Batman and less Batman.
yeah. They realized that by creating Batman, they need to kill him coming this summer. It's like, what?
Huh? I've always said this, I'll say it again. If you have to say your story, the plot, the motivations out loud. If they don't make sense, don't do it. If someone laughs and you're not supposed to laugh, don't do it. Just I don't think that happened here.
I'm having a hard time trying to think of someone who would say no to Greg Capullo or Todd McFarlane. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
No one could or wanted to say no.
no, yeah.
Job anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, it's like, do you pick that fight? And you're just like, you know what? Nah, I'm not even gonna try.
Oh, you don't like it? Oh, there's the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, I want him jobless, pantsless, clothesless, and homeless. Yeah.
I like the gamer headset though on Spawn.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've worn a few of those in my time. I'm sure you did too, Max.
Yeah, we had I don't know what they were called for you guys, but ours were called Peltors. And we'd wear them under our Kevlars, and yeah, they were necessary for artillery because when you're near that, you get gnarly tinnitus, and
My tinnitus is still bad. My tinnitus sparks up sometimes. Just takes the slightest thing and just like wait,
right.
Yeah.
It's wild. It tends to happen to me every time I get off a stream. I think just because of the headphones, but yeah. So we had something similar where we had the little headpiece and the Peltors. So yeah.
And here we go. So we're at Arkham Asylum. This is where we find out this has a dead zone here. So Spawn's powers are negated at Arkham Asylum, just like in the alleyway. It's like, okay, I can go with that coincidence.
Another
too.
one.
Yep.
Una más.
Mm-hmm.
Create a ticking clock. You have 12 minutes for something. Okay.
But we don't see the clock tick.
Correct.
Which I really wish we got to see, like because Spawn
won.
Spawn won from the very beginning, was unanimous with a ticking clock.
Yeah.
Couldn't do a ticking clock up on the border or something.
Is that what Spawn kept counting down, and I was like, what is he counting down? I was confused. I didn't really know.
I think it was just when he runs out of power and like he was going to get ghosted, die. I don't know.
Death for the dead.
Yeah,
sure.
Turn to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I don't know.
Yep. We made you.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, don't say that. No, no, Batman. It's like, and like, okay, I went off this train. No, this is not. No, I don't want that. No, too many coincidences here. No.
Yeah.
So it's all along.
Yeah. This is where I talked about that movie, Spectre, or with the Blofeld. It's like, I'm the architect of your whole life nightmare. It's like, wait, what? From when he was a kid to now, you orchestrated this whole damn thing? No,
that was terrible writing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Much like this.
And that's kind of what we talked about last week, was like, so what the implications of this mean is that the Court of Owls have technically been planning this before even Spawn was created, right? Because if they knew that both Martha and Wanda were going to die on the same day, and that both of these individuals were going to play a part in this like grand scheme, like Court of Owls must have knew about Spawn even before Spawn knew about Spawn. I don't know. It was very, like you guys said, coincidental.
Yes.
And awesome.
Wasn't thought out.
And awesome? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, coincidence and awesome don't mean the same thing.
Right.
I like stuff I don't have to think about.
It's like that. Did you ever watch the movie Orange County with Jack Black? And
yes, love it. Love that movie. Love it.
Where he goes into the professor's house or the dean's house.
I know what you're gonna say. Say it.
He goes, "We are both." What does he say? We are both the same height or the same? Yeah, that is neat. It's such a good, like that type of coincidence feels like Spawn and Batman, Martha and Wanda. That is neat. You know what I mean? Like it just feels so poorly coincidentally written. Thank you for getting the reference, because it's very niche.
I love that movie. It is
classic.
It's a classic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Saw it in theaters.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
A little segue about that film. If I ever want to go, like, if there's someone like I want to make look bad, in a funny way, I'll reference the Jack Black scene when he's talking to Ben Stiller, the fireman. He's like, she was all like, I hate my job, I hate my life, I'm gonna burn this mother down. I'm like, you better not. You better not.
I'm gonna burn this mother down. Yeah. See, we did it again. I think we did this last time we were talking about this book. We got off on like a totally more fun tangent.
Yeah,
in the book itself,
Like, yeah, this it just keeps going. It's just
yeah.
Can we get some punches thrown, please? Something.
I wonder if the deadline had something to do with that. Like, how long has this book been in production? Because, I mean, as an artist, I've read tons of books on the shortcuts, the stuff Wally Wood would teach you, the stuff the classic guys would use to pick up the pace. And I'm not here to judge anybody's work or anything like that, but I'm wondering if some of that is just because they were trying to get this done quicker.
I think that could be a problem too, because when Todd announced it at San Diego Comic-Con, I think Greg had just started working on it. and
Yeah.
probably, or just maybe a few days prior. And yeah, I think he was under the gun to get as much done as he could, as quickly as he could.
I mean, he did a great job. Like I said, it's not like
Yeah.
his work is wonderful. I just wonder, like, usually fight scenes, the way they're mapped out. I mean, in your book, you have great fight scenes, Drew, so you know what's up. But I'm just wondering if, like, you know, the deadline. It would be interesting to get, like, an honest answer out of these guys, like 5 years. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, did you read issue 4, Jeff? I sent.
I did.
What'd you think?
Again, well, you are one of the few people who, like, makes comics that I know that I would go buy these things in the store even if I didn't know you. So
Nice.
And speaking of which, Max, I sent you a link to it too. So
Cool. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I finished finals late last night, so I haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet. But
we have a new guest joining us this evening. We have Miss Carrie, Nerdy Girl Creates.
hey, there she is.
Hello, sorry, I was finishing up work.
Yeah, you're fine. So we're talking Batman Spawn, as you can see.
Yeah, I made it just in time.
Carrie, have you sold all those variant covers yet? Or have you-
I'm going to, don't worry.
I feel so bad. I saw your Carrie tweeted a picture on Twitter, and
God.
it's like I think it's six of them, right? Or
Yeah,
four?
it was 6, plus somebody
Yeah.
gave me the additional ones.
Oh, okay.
So those will be going away. I forgot I ordered them too. I was like, wait, what's this package? I'm like, oh crap,
Oh, no.
I ordered those.
Oh, no.
Because I had high expectations.
Yeah, that's
we,
fair.
We all did. We have those two names involved. And Carrie left.
And just as quickly as she was here,
Yeah. Wow.
like Santa Claus.
Just an
Erased
apparition.
from existence.
Yeah.
great, Scott.
Oh, she's back. There she is.
Hey.
Hello, sorry. Yeah, we all had high expectations, I know.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like when I was reading this, because like first thing that confused me was like the narrative boxes, because you know how like they color coded to a character. So I thought at like first they were talking about it was coming from the perspective of Spawn, and the next one was Batman. But then I was reading it going, wait a minute, no, it's not. And I had to go back.
I think it's from the perspective of Todd. Like I think he's just kind of
I'm guessing.
talking,
Yeah, he's just
you know.
narrating.
So,
Yeah. He's yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, so you're definitely not alone, Carrie, for sure.
yeah, and like trust me, like when we gave our opinions on this, I was very afraid we were going to be the only ones talking about the story. But no, apparently a lot of people have had a lot of problems with the story of this. So, yeah.
Am I the only one sick of the whole? Because I think we're going into spoilers, right?
yeah.
This whole suddenly this new group of characters happen to be behind the whole formation of the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we said, it's very much like Spectre from the Spectre movie. I am the
Yeah.
architect of your whole nightmare. Like,
Oh
wait,
yeah,
what?
I'm like, it's like we talked about this a few weeks ago with Bucky too, with Bucky and Cap.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't bring that up.
No.
Oh yeah, someone brought there is a Barnes and Noble exclusive to this, and
I did not get that.
Yeah, apparently it's selling for like $35
Yeah,
on eBay right
the
now.
only one going for any money.
Oh,
Interesting. Huh.
really? Though the one I didn't get.
Well, there you go. You can sell all of the other ones and maybe get halfway to one of those.
Oh.
Is this book moving
Jake-
well?
It has to, just based on sheer numbers alone.
Well, here's the thing. The sales of this, the scheming, the selling point of this is a lot like Berserker #1 with Keanu Reeves. They have like the high tier ratios. They have like the ones you can get signed by Todd and Greg, the 1 in
2000.
1 in 666,
Yeah.
1 in 1,000 or whatever. So a lot of stores went in to get those high dollar ones, and when they got those, they're dumping these lower ratio ones, the cover price ones, for like half the cover price, if not less than that.
Oh, dang, I didn't realize that was the situation because I don't know the business end in the store, the economics of the store. I go to the store and hang out with people, but I always find it interesting. My comic guy, when Batman and Robin came out, the book series, not the movie, he messed up and bought 400 copies of that book, the Frank Quitely book, and so it just sat there forever. They couldn't even clearance that book.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wanted that one. So
And it's still the same way. We have. I know Ernie has a lot of copies of that. He can't sell them at all. No, I really think the Frank Quitely artwork, it's a very niche market for his art, and I really think a lot of people may be turned off by his artwork, but I'm not. But I know some people probably just don't care for it.
I agree with that assessment though, because it's very pillowy and puffy in places.
Yes.
And so I think it turns people off. I'm like you. I like it. I'll buy anything he's on if I like the character.
Yeah. All-Star Superman. Case in point. Yep. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yep. And fighting. Yep. The Court of Owls. Still, they're the big baddies. Yeah. Carrie, I gotta tell you, we Kyle and I listened to an interview that Greg and Todd gave 3 days ago, and Todd said they went into this with no story at all when the contracts were signed. He asked Greg what he wanted to draw. Greg said Court of Owls, so Todd just wrote a story around that.
Didn't I say last week it felt like he was hoping it would be an ongoing series?
And we haven't gotten to that yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. It's because, I told Jeff, we're talking about pacing earlier. I'm like, I'm reading this. I'm like, I don't think this is going to wrap up. The way it's the narrative, the narration goes. I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's going to wrap up in this issue.
It's like when you're watching a movie and it says it's 90 minutes long and you're on like 80 minutes and you're looking at your watch and you're like, they're still going. Like, what, are we wrapping up here? Or like, you got 10 minutes to credits and everything. And that's kind of how I felt reading the book, was like, so we're not coming to a conclusion, are we?
So yeah, JK, yeah, a lot of stories. This is something that a lot of people won't tell you. You'll get it here. You'll get it from Western Thinking Critical. When stores will order, they'll get that high ratio, that 1 in 666, 1 in 2000, whatever. They'll sell that, make their money back on it, and then they're going to be sitting on cases of the main cover, cover Bs, cover Cs, until Rapture. And that's going to be the case with Berserker #1s. That's going to be the case with this. Sean's going to have a storage unit filled with these right next to the Berserker #1s.
Yep.
And if we're talking like long-term gain for the shop, or long-term like economics or whatnot, it's actually going to drive the prices of those single floppies way down, as that like later on, like if we start looking into 2030 and we look back on these single issues, they are going to have no value because there's an oversaturation of them in the market. So it kind of sucks because you are getting a really cool variant like the 1 in 2000 or whatever, but like you guys are saying, you're sitting on pallets of this stuff that is just going to continue to depreciate over time. It's actually going to get less, significant or priced up because there's just so many.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's also
variants.
I've also seen sometimes, where the store will buy heavy on a title that they think is going to sell really well. I know my store bought like one of the John Kent things, and like thought that it was going to sell like crazy, and now they're sitting on hundreds of copies of John Kent stuff, and so it's all relative. It's so difficult to determine what the market is going to want or what they aren't going to want. So
Max, you hit a great point, because one thing Sean, Kyle, and I have talked about when they're, because we sit with Sean and the early guy Zach here when they do the FOCs, and it's one of those things you have to put your personal feelings aside sometimes. When if like me, for example, like if DC were to do a new Creeper series, I'd be like, yes, buy every damn cover. Get 100 copies each of this. Is anyone going to buy it? Hell no. No one's going to want to buy the Creeper. But you just got to realize you have to know what your customer is buying, what they like, what they want, and yeah, it's a big factor a lot of store owners struggle with.
I'll buy the Creeper.
Yeah, they're
We got 2 on the pull list, boys.
Yep.
He's a Ditko creation, so
yes, he is.
Oh,
Absolutely.
nice.
There's your ending right
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Change the angle up a little bit. You know, you don't see the green eyes, so you don't give it away. But there's your ending.
Oh, you know what I just realized? This is Frank Miller's Daredevil. This is
Yeah.
Bullseye. This is Bullseye killing Elektra, huh?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Andrew, we're gonna get to that. We're working our way there. It's on its way. It's on its way. All right.
Don't worry.
Like just like the dragons, they're on their way. All right. All right. Now, what have you done? Yep, Spawn killed in the name of Batman, in the body of Batman.
My God.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And now all the other villains will know not to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I mention that one part where he was like Batman was telling the bad guys, the reason I brought you here is because they all know you created me, so they're all going to kill you because you created me. And it was kind of like, what?
It makes you scratch your head, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think they still hate you too.
Yeah.
But
I know.
Yeah.
I forget where that was, but yeah, you're right, Carrie. It did feel odd.
Yeah. It's like, they're still going to come after you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that bet, go right ahead.
Just might kill them.
Yeah.
No, that's a banger page right there.
There we go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Spawn mouth?
I hate it. I've never been
Yeah.
a fan of Spawn mouth. Never.
same.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys, and like I think even I'm trying to think if I were to like take I'm like covering his mouth now. If I were to take out the mouth, I think I actually like him with just the mask because it's almost scarier. It's like what is under that? You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
No, I
I
agree.
like the classic.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But I guarantee you, Todd's making an action figure of this right now. It's in production. It's
It'll
going to
drop next week on Instagram.
be with its own exclusive cover to this issue.
Oh, of course.
In
Yeah.
Have you seen that he releases those unpainted action figures and calls them like special releases variants, chase figures?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
No.
No.
He sells gray primer, like just plastic figures, no paint job, whatsoever. I think they cost the same, or they might have a couple dollar premium. And another thing this guy does, he has his own brand of variant where he'll paint the eyeballs looking straight or looking to the side. That's it. That's he is the king of like, how can I take this one thing that I bought and put this thing here to make it different? And it's working, but that's the McFarlane way.
Wow.
Bravo.
I will say this it's actually topical with the new Warhammer news, but his Warhammer McFarlane toys, I definitely know he does the gray primer Warhammer figures that are like the 6-inch or whatnot. And that's kind of cool because the market actually in that hobby allows you to paint, like in the Games Workshop Warhammer community, you're painting the figures. So now you have a 7-inch figure that has articulation that you can paint. So in that regard, I would understand. But the eyes thing, like, oh, I painted them looking this way, like that's
No,
oh
I'm
man,
with you because
that's a decision.
I'm a hobbyist and I'm all about those big Warhammer figures. I just find it weird that you go to the store and there's a Robert Pattinson Batman figure in solid gray.
That's weird. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Because then it's like, okay, so am I supposed to paint him?
I could top that though. I could top it because I don't know. I know you guys aren't too familiar with manga, but there's like a very popular manga anime series called My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of those issues.
Yeah, you know the Invisible Girl.
Not off the top of my head. I have listeners that send me those books, so I haven't really read them.
There's a girl who's invisible, and the only thing you could see is her gloves and hands. Todd made a figure of that.
That's
just
funny.
Floating head and hands.
Yeah.
It's just the head. It's like it's kind of like plastic pieces holding up the hands and holding down the feet.
That's hilarious.
he found a cheap way to do that. Most companies would give you like a translucent figure with like only the head and hands painted. So because I have all these Sue Storm figures.
Yeah.
It's like, that works. Man, I love Todd McFarlane as an artist, but please stop being cheap with your toys, dude.
The ultimate toy grifter. No, I'm kidding.
I got a friend who owns his own toy company, and it's funny. He'll talk one way about McFarlane, which is fairly complimentary, but when it comes to Hasbro, he used to work there, so he's very honest.
Knives Out.
Yeah, I wish Aaron Sparrow were on here. He's a big toy collector too. We were talking in New York, and yeah, he has some thoughts and opinions on Hasbro. I'd like to talk to him about that too.
Here you go, Carrie. This is what you were talking about.
Yep.
Oh,
They'll tear you apart, maybe, but not at first.
Let me see.
They may hate me, but there's one thing that they hate more. That's anyone who helped make me.
It's like,
Sure.
And that was the other thing, because it's like,
so stupid.
you helped make me, so you just told everyone that was you, so they'll hunt you down and do what they like most, and that's hurting people. But they'll spend the next, it's like, okay, so yeah.
and like this is we're getting toward the end here. It's like, wait a minute, we're gonna end this. This is how we're wrapping. This is how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Has he said Wanda yet? I forget.
No, he hasn't. No, I don't think he said Wanda yet. No.
Oh yeah.
Blake. Yeah, there
There it is. Yeah.
Blake.
Or yeah, Blake. That's what it was. There he goes.
It's like, I don't want you to do that. Damn.
Yeah, that would be funny. If he was like, "Whoa, what the fuck, man? I didn't tell you to do that."
Knock him out. What the hell?
Yeah.
Whack the guy. What the hell?
Yeah.
It would have been kind of interesting though throughout the story where they kind of had that difference of kill and no kill going on, and not kind of like save it for the end.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's just really touch and go here. It's just they talk about it like in a panel or two, and then moving on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Batman
Moving on.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
And Batman really doesn't really have any more pathos after this about his body being used to kill someone. It kind of right there on that page.
Okay. Sure.
And the epilogue here, this is where I hit the record scratch again. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Yeah.
And this is where we get.
Yes.
Wait, so there could be a second issue?
That's where
we're going into a multiverse.
That's what it's looking like here.
Roles reversed.
Yep, roles reversed. Yeah.
And the Joker's in cahoots with what's his name.
Yeah, so we're like, is the Joker the priest? Is that what we're supposed to? Because he looks very Joker-esque.
Yeah, or Edward
Does.
Yeah.
Or Joe Kerr. Joe Kerr.
Joe Chill.
Ooh, I'll boo myself off the stage for that one.
I've got. Here we go.
Got the soundboard.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Violator is now Joker.
Or they're in cahoots. That's the kind of the impression I got when they went to visit the Joker.
Oh yeah, because he had the little violators around him.
Yeah.
Not violators. There.
Yeah, it's like
somewhere in the void.
For reasons.
Yeah, I know. That's never explained for one shot.
It looks cool. That's all that matters. It looks cool.
So yay!
That's the end of
Batman Spawn.
That's Batman Spawn.
We did it.
We did
It was
it,
easier than
guys.
Avatar.
Yeah.
What we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. So really, after going through it again, like I said, I can't really knock the art. I mean, Greg,
No, they are.
he did not phone it in. Neither did Todd. But like I said, the story, it is a muddled, coincidental mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forget. Oh, I think it was Kyle and Drew. You guys were talking about how the interview, the podcast that they were doing, they just kept mentioning nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff was mentioning how that's such a big part of media today. And it's such a bummer that it's now in both mediums of like comic books and film and
Yeah.
TV and stuff like that. Because it's like, man, you would think that one or the other would learn from this market and go like, hey, people don't just want key jangling, like they want legit, well fleshed out characters. This could have been a character study of both of these guys. Maybe it wasn't a good story, but a good character study. I don't know. Like
Right.
it could have been anything, but
Do you think that it's like Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo are forced into that though? Because to be in the same conversation is these big properties, and there's money behind this book. You have to think of it like this. This book is to comics what like The Force Awakens would have been to a movie in 2015. So you have to like talk about it a certain way on a level that's going to resonate with people that are going to go out and buy the book even if they don't read comics. And so I'm with you about I don't like the nostalgia marketing. It's stupid. It's pointless. I've been talking about it for years on this channel. I only posit the question, are they forced into it just to stay relevant in today's world? Because we're all fans. We're going to go, oh man, Todd McFarlane's doing something, I'll buy it. Greg Capullo, I'll buy it. Your average person may have heard of Spawn. Like,
Right.
up until Deadpool got popular, Spawn was probably the most popular comic book character to get created 90s on. Deadpool took that title, and Spawn in the mainstream is always kind of like outside of the periphery.
and it's like there are plenty of guys at my local comic shop that have they like on their subscription on their pull list, they just say, hey, put any Batman titles on there. Just I want anything that comes out Batman, which means that Batman and Spawn would be on there. So then they get introduced to Spawn and they're like, oh, who's this character? But they know Batman and vice versa. But I think it's a good point that this could have been something that maybe DC editorial was like, hey, we need you two to just come up with something because we need sales. You know what I mean? And like it wasn't.
They do.
Yes, yeah.
What's even funnier is that Todd and Greg talked about doing this as far back as 2006. They had talked about doing this, yes, and which really scratches the head when Todd said he had no idea. He had no ideas. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, we're talking about doing this since 2006, and you have nothing. And it's like, all right.
You know what I think? I think he had an idea, but they went no.
But then again, it comes back to the point: who's going to say no to Todd McFarlane? Because he's the head of Image right now, right? I mean, he's there.
The only guy who could have said no would have been Jim Lee, and Jim didn't. Jim wasn't going to say no to Todd.
Yeah. Because they know that, and this comes back to Jeff's point. They know that there's money attached to Spawn. They know that there's money attached to Todd. They know that there's money attached to Greg and Batman. It would be foolish to not say no. But then again, would it be? Like question mark. So I don't know. Because does this hurt the brand more than help the brand? And that's another big question.
I will say from in the store, a store. I don't own the store. I'll say that I don't own the store, but working in the store, I will say this hurts the brand.
Ooh, okay.
Elaborate, please. I'm just curious.
Well, I will say as far as whereas like Berserker #1, like I said, the sales point where it's like you're really pushing the high up ratios to sell those, sell those, and then now the stores are more or less kind of stuck trying to sell the mains, the cover Bs, the Cs, the Ds, all the way through. And people on eBay, people are dumping those prices, cutting them in half, if not more. And stores are going to be sitting on those until God knows when. And I think situations like that don't help. It hurts.
I was just curious from somebody who's in the field of the economics of comics, because my answer, the reason I said no so quickly is, oh, it's Batman. This book is kind of whatever, but everyone's going to come back type of thing. But I didn't think of it from your perspective, so that's why I asked.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's different perspectives to this, to see it from, absolutely. And I would say from a store owner perspective, it's one of those, someone's dangling, like you said, remember dangling that keychain. It's like, want this. Come on. You know you want it. Come on.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
And it is kind of like, because if you, I think you were saying, Drew, if like DC brought back, what was it, the creep? The creep that like would be something that they could jangle in front of you and go like, hey, I mean, they're doing it with Wildcats, even though Wildcats is not what Wildcats used to be.
It is
like at all.
Shit.
But they're going, hey, remember Wildcats? You know, and jangle, member berries, remember this? And people are, because even I was like, I love the Wildcats. Should I give this a shot?
Mhm.
And I almost bought issue 1, you know, but and it happens a lot. So
I've
and
never
like
been more pissed off of a Wildcats fan after reading these issues. Never been more pissed off.
yeah, it's
No.
bad. Especially like at least get the art right. You know what I mean? Like, because Wildcats was known for its art.
Yeah, and Steven
No.
Segovia, he is phoning this in. He is absolutely.
It's the digital, it's that like digital computerized, like animated look that just
It's
Webtoons.
disappointing.
webtoons, yeah.
Well, I think a big problem with this is, are you going to be back for issue 2 or volume 2, whatever the fuck they're called?
No.
No.
Exactly. It's like, I don't want to read the next one because I don't really care.
Yeah, because they're hoping everyone made it to the end, or they're hoping people made it to the end, and they kind of understand what's going on here, and they're hoping like they're thinking like, oh, wait a minute, are we going the next is issue 2? We're gonna get the Bruce Wayne as Spawn and Spawn as Batman?
Probably. That sounds like a grift.
Oh God.
Hey, you spent $8 on this thing times 4, so you better have read all the way till the end. You know, I would assume that people who are buying this, you know, and all the variants read it all the way to the end.
Oh, Mark, real segue. No, Grifter is not Al Bundy. Grifter is Garth from Wayne's World 2. And that's how bad it is.
Dead man.
Yeah,
It's sucking my will to live.
is seriously, there's a scene in this damn. I'm sorry, I gotta pull this up. I am so pissed at this damn comic.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Where I gotta pull up the Wildcats issue. I have never been more pissed off as a Grifter fan.
What do they use? I felt grifted. Do they use the vacuum hair cutter on him and start cutting his hair?
Cut.
This, yeah.
It certainly does suck.
Did you guys see the 30th anniversary release for that movie? It got a decent little box set.
Oh,
that's cool.
really?
I picked it up. Wayne's World's great.
Yes,
I love it. One of my favorites.
You know,
I
Perch
remember
actually did a great. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, Perch did a great video of comparing Wildcats #1, 1992, 1994, something like that, and then Wildcats 2022. Boy, are they different. Like, he did a side-by-side comparison. But that's another great video. I think it's just a stark difference. Like yeah.
I don't think they have it on here. I'm trying to.
He didn't even bother.
I don't want it anymore.
Are you looking for Wildcats, the new one?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Found it.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. So all pages. The scene where I was tapped out, where I said, "Okay, they made Grifter full on Garth Algar." Where is it? Not here. Not here.
Great art.
Yep.
Great art.
No. There it is, right there.
Oh no!
They have some cocoa later. Yeah.
He needs to be.
I'm bleeding all over a nice outfit.
Save me.
Oh gosh, that's brutal. Yeah, you hate to see it.
Yeah, just him. It is just Grifter just being talked down to, lectured to. Everyone's just browbeating him. It is ridiculous.
The brunt of every
Luke
joke.
Skywalker treatment.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He does. It does have to be short from drinking milk from the nipples. You know.
Yeah.
If this was Marvel, he'd be dating Hellcat.
He'd be wearing her "Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda" shirt. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't even
You're
look
not
like
wrong.
Wildcat.
No, it's
It's
you're
like-
right. It does. It looks.
doesn't
There's
even
nothing about this art that says Wildcats.
Nope.
No.
It's missing the stark ink work of like just regular
Yes.
comic books, because there's a way you can do books quicker where you don't do a lot of fill, but if you're bringing back a title that looks a certain way, you got it. Like The Spirit came back many times, but in like 2009 or 10 they revised it, and it looked like a modern redoing of like Will Eisner artwork, and it worked. It felt like The Spirit. This looks like Greg Land X-Men. You know, it just is weird different.
Yeah.
And
You put any title on this, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
sure. I buy
generic
it.
action man. Generic action man.
it's interesting because it's kind of it goes back to our conversation that we were having earlier about nostalgia, and I think there's a very stark difference that some people can't see the difference in, but I think between nostalgia, which is just kind of bringing back something for the sake of remembrance, as opposed to having reverence towards something. Now, if Wildcats were to come back, holding reverence towards the original Wildcats would do the artwork in a similar style, where, like you were saying, it has a different inking style, it has a different illustration, it's very, very intricate, very detailed, and that's reverence towards the art. That wouldn't be if they were like, hey, remember this thing? That's the nostalgia part of it. So I think there's a stark contrast between the two that sometimes people get confused with. Oh man,
Look,
it's like it's
Yeah.
night and
Jim?
day, dude.
Yeah, it's really. I mean,
Yeah.
really, it's like I would love to see someone reading the new Wildcats and they're like, show them this. I'm like, yeah, check. Yeah, oh yeah, check this out.
Oh my
dynamic
god,
panels.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Dynamic panels. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that's another thing. The
Cross-hatching.
paneling is crazy.
Yeah. Look at that alley.
yeah. Look, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh god. Oh man, this should just be called the Alley Show. We just analyze alleys in different books.
Sign me up for the next episode.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's where this comes from. Okay.
Oh,
I think so far the best alley was the Max when we pulled up the Max. That one was pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, with Sam Keith. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Those things where it's like, I think Sam actually slept in this alleyway. You know?
It sure feels like
it's too good.
Yeah.
it.
And
So hot. I mean, look
Yeah.
at that.
All these characters are so different too. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
exactly.
Oh,
that
There's my
last
boy
page
Spartan.
was
there he
awesome.
is. He showed up.
Dang,
in
that's
Wildcats,
America's
hasn't he?
ass right there.
Got Hellspawn.
Oh.
Not Hellspawn, Hellspawn.
Oh, that's cool. That's a great shot.
Right?
Awesome.
And there he is. There's our boy Grifter. Yep.
Oh,
Whew.
Checking out Voodoo.
it wouldn't.
Yep. Yep. He's smoking.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Canceled.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Disclaimer.
There it is, right there. Put on the mask.
Yeah. Nice.
Rated M for mature for smoking. Like a
No, Kyle.
Mhm.
It has to be rated M for mature for talking excessively about what's her name's ass or whatever. Dazzler's ass.
What's that?
And yeah.
Have to make them all headshots. Only way to kill them for sure. Love it. That's Grifter.
Nice. That's cool.
It's like doing
Doing
side by
something?
side now
Yeah.
with
He's
the other
actually.
one.
Yeah. I wish I. Do I have to pull that back up? I don't want to pull that back. We're gonna
Ooh,
pull out a
little
little.
sneak.
Yep. Little pistol.
Yeah, you got a little
And-
Derringer. I like
Yep.
it. It
Would not do that. No, would not do that. No.
I was about to say that looks like a Springfield 1911 45 caliber blow a hole in your chest.
Yeah, that's a 5. That's on a little Derringer, like 280 or whatever the hell they are. 3.
Yeah.
22.
But what's cool about that is like if you go up, like the reason why it feels like it has so much weight is because like his body is contorted. Like it looks like a C, because if you feel like that impact.
Yeah. Boom.
And there they are. There's the rest of the Wildcats.
Nice.
Yeah, like you said, when you look at the other Wildcats, it's like
the other not Wildcats.
They're all just wearing
Starbucks.
Yeah, they're all just hanging out and
drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Or it's Dumb and Dumber where he's like, "Well, big gulps, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see you later." Well, see you later. Speaking of see you later, I actually do have to dip out here, boys. So
okay, we're ready to go.
It's nice to meet you, man.
Invincible Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, that's a perfect time for me to leave then, because I hear you guys said that poor Iron Man gets the good old treatment again. Just
Yes, he
Oh
does.
no.
as per usual.
Well, Max, it's great having you here again. Tell everyone in the chat where they can find you.
Yeah, no, thank you again for having me, man. And what a great panel we have tonight. This has been so much fun. So thank you for having me on as always. If I don't see you guys in chat or Jeff and Nerdy Girl, if I don't see you guys, have a great Christmas, Merry Christmas, and
You
everything.
too.
And I'll be talking to you guys as far as like streams and stuff and what we can do. Because I think the next one would be next Friday. I think it's like the 23rd. But
Wow.
and I know that's getting pretty close to old Saint Nick coming down the chimney. So
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, as always, like I said, thank you guys for having me on. You guys can find me at MVP Maxfield Von Priestley. Lots of fun Warhammer 40K and Henry Cavill stuff coming out. So we'll see. That's been the news for the past 24 hours. So
yes, it has.
yeah. As opposed to like Avatar, the Henry Cavill stuff is a little bit more fun for me. So, but yeah, guys, once again, thank you again for having me on. Enjoy Iron Man by Jerry Duggan.
Yeah. That is the Invincible Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. The Invincible Iron Man who ends up in a gutter drunk and
Yes.
worthless again,
Right?
right?
Can't kill him. He's invincible. So
Yep.
we're just
And Max,
such
be
a
sure to
bummer.
read issue 4. Be sure to read issue 4 of Born of Blood.
Yes, yeah, I will, and I will get back to you for sure. I don't start back up school till January, so I got some time, and I've got those on my reading list, so I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
All
right,
right, guys. Well, take care. Merry Christmas. I'll talk to you guys
Thank
soon.
you, man.
You too.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. All right, see you guys.
So, Jeff, one
Yes.
thing we do on our reviews every Monday when we review comics is Carrie's familiar with this, I'm sure. Typically, if the worst book of the week, we will literally tear the book on camera. That we hate it that much. This was our tear book of the week.
Oh.
So, Jeff, I got to ask, when was the last time you read Iron Man in the comic?
Oh God, years. Now, are you asking like specific Iron Man titles or titles where Iron Man is heavily featured? Excuse me.
I would say like the latest run, the latest, like the year-wise. You read Iron Man, the latest continuity story you read.
Extremis.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't like. I liked Iron Man as a kid because of the cartoon and the toy I had. But Iron Man, and I had a video game, but Iron Man was always just a whatever character growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult, when I would get into comics, he was... Some of the books I'd buy that he was supposed to be in, like Tony Stark was either gone or missing or some shit. So I just know him as an Avenger or a part of the Illuminati. Like, I like the character in tons of books, but his own titles, I don't know shit.
Yeah, honestly, I always tell people, like, hey, if you want to read some good Iron Man stuff, go read the stuff from the 70s and 80s by Bob Layden, David Michelini, Danny O'Neill. That is the best stuff right there. John Byrne, even the stuff he did was great. JR. But everything since, like you said, since Extremis has just been downhill.
Ugh.
And I thought Christopher Can't Write Well, who did the last run, who wrote Halt and Catch Fire, then he pretty much made it the Hellcat bashing on Iron Man series, made him a morphine addict.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
The morphine
Yes.
that kills him,
Yes. The morphine then kills him. Yeah.
and then becomes a super being, omnipotent god, and then
Hellcat lectures him.
Hellcat, and then they bring in everybody else to lecture him.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he
Stops being
stops
God.
being God,
Yep.
and then he goes into rehab.
Yep. Rehab.
And then he asks Hellcat to marry him, and she says,
Yep.
Yeah. So it's Batman 50 all over again.
"Yeah,
Man, I'm glad I read Iron Man, said no one ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that run ends. We all said, thank God. And we said, surely it can't get worse than that. There's no
Oh, boy.
way.
impossible."
It's impossible. Yeah. And then we get this.
Cool cover.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say the cover's nice.
Yep.
It is.
Cal Nagoo. Great artist. Great guy. You get a little run up. Just if you don't know who Iron Man is, this is who he was.
Man,
Yep.
Yep.
Then there they are. The perms.
I like it.
Love it. Let your soul glow.
Yeah.
Iron Man is so asymmetrical in that first panel, whoever drew it. Like, his right arm and his left arm aren't the same size. And so it's like, all right, that's supposed to be a suit of armor that just looks like a guy in a weird pose.
Yes. I just now realized. I did not realize that
Yeah.
until now. It's like, oh my god. Yes.
Same thing with Tony Stark's left arm. The foreshortening is just non-existent.
Yeah.
The artist doesn't foreshorten at all, so he just puts the arm at the ground. Like, all Tony Stark's doing is pointing at his foot. Like, hey, look at the boot of Iron Man. Isn't that amazing?
Who did the interior art on this? Was it Juan Fergeri? Okay.
Sure.
Yep. And yep, we run up. Yep, Tony didn't. Yep, it was a rich. Had firepower. Became a drunk. I was like, okay. Yep.
Demon in a bottle.
Demon in a
Got it.
bottle. Okay. Yep, we got it.
Best story.
It is, and everyone under the sun, even 5-year-olds know this story. I'm sure.
Yes.
About Tony Stark.
Got it.
And yep, there are the homes. There's the brownstone, and he talks about how he has lost everything. The home
God.
gone. The Malibu home, it's gone. Stark Tower, and it's gone.
Gone.
And he is now living in an apartment building.
But he's a billionaire anyway, like, right? He lost his money?
No. Just like what DC has done with Batman now, it is not cool for white billionaires. So
Right.
their billions are gone. So Bruce Wayne now lives in a neighborhood with a Batcave in his basement.
Really?
And yes, he
Yes,
does.
Batman in the Hood. All right.
I
Yeah.
cannot make that up. And Tony Stark now lives in an apartment building where he.
Now- I never like to pull this card because it's not the kind of guy I am. But, like, I'm not white. I don't mind about the white billionaires and these characters. Like, stop messing with characters I like. I don't care what skin color they are. Tony Stark and Batman are rich. It's a power fantasy. I want to see Batman with beautiful...
Yeah.
Like, that is one of my favorite parts of Batman Year One is when Jim Gordon comes out to Wayne Manor and Batman has to act like a doof and have the women and all that crap. There's so much to the character. Come on, stop ruining Batman. I'm mad. I didn't know that. I don't read these modern books for a reason.
And what the funny thing is, we bring it up because this actually happened in the books. Lucius Fox embezzled the money from Bruce Wayne. Lucius Fox took those billions and said Bruce is not responsible for it. So now he has those billions of dollars. So he's a billionaire now. And
What the
his-
hell?
He stole it. Yeah.
his son is the new Black Batman in New York City in the series I Am Batman.
Dude, you know what this sounds like? This sounds like some people at DC trying to apologize for history. And they're like, we're going to right the wrongs by making Batman. It's like, what are you doing, guys? Everybody that knows who Lucius Fox is mainly knows him as the Morgan Freeman character from the movies.
Yep.
Why are you going to do stuff like that? Because all you're going to do is make people hate him when you bring him back in the next movie. Oh, that motherfucker took Batman's money. Blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, guys. DC needs to stop. I'm getting too mad about this stuff. I really like these characters and care, but I'm like, it's frustrating.
How do you think we felt when we were reading this? We're like, no, you did not just do this.
Yep.
No, hell no. And They did it.
It just continues.
And now it goes from Bruce Wayne to Tony Stark now.
This is roommate Hawkeye. Oh God.
And, yep, we got Riri Williams, who he actually said he says it later. She cannot learn anything. She doesn't need to learn anything.
Yep.
I think it's something along those lines. Like
She's perfect.
yes. It's like not just say
these
that.
days. Nothing brings me greater joy than listening to her and her galaxy brain. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Like, he needs to get hit in the fucking face. It's like, dear
wait a minute. It's like Jerry isn't Tony Stark a brilliant billionaire?
Yeah.
What?
I think he's a genius too.
Yeah. Why are you writing him like a doofus?
Like he's scratching his head.
Yeah.
Like,
oh really?
Oh, what's that screen?
Yeah.
God.
I'm embarrassed. Like, I'm just embarrassed. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is all being narrated via suicide note that he's writing. I think through this whole thing. It's just, this is the beginning of this book.
So he's talking about how he spent his whole fortune. Everything is gone. He spent it collecting, I guess, weapons and armors and everything. Stilts, because that's always the
funny thing.
It's gotta knock at Stiltman every chance we get. Why not? And yep.
Hellfire Gala.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the Hellfire Gala. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh God.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah, Jeff. I don't know.
Could afford to go to that though.
Yeah, Jeff. I don't know if you've been keeping up on X-Men lately, but woo, man, it's
no.
I see all the Hellfire Gala images that pop up on the comic book websites, and it's like they keep treating the characters like they're going to go to the Met Gala ball, and I'm like, I don't care about what Cyclops would wear or Storm's dress. What I care about is the struggle between humans and mutants in their struggle to be seen as equals. Like, I care about that. Or how the government's going to put restrictions on the mutants, and we see them as, people, and though the society refuses to, like, I want to care. Who was the little Morlock guy that had the green one, that had, like, the orange hat? Reach. Okay.
Yeah.
I cared about him because he was this weird mutant that was treated like crap because of the way he looked and all this stuff. X-Men today lost its teeth. Like, what is X-Men?
It's God
it's like
complex living on another planet with machines that keep them alive forever.
Is that real?
Yes.
Yeah, they are evil segregationist socialist plant
Yes.
people living on an island. Yeah.
I appreciate the invite here, but I have been hurt by this news.
See, this is the shit we read every single week, week in, week out. For 2 years we've been doing this,
ripping this shit up.
Yeah,
and rightfully so.
It deserves it.
It does.
Yes.
It does. When you read this, it's like you're tugging at your shirt. I'm like, will this just end already, please?
Nope.
So Tony is down to just one piece of armor, just his latest armor, and because he's not responsible for his money. And boom, there goes the apartment building.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Now where's Tony gonna live?
Yep. This is exactly what happened in Nightwing recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Living in an apartment building that gets blown up, and for reasons. And he feels bad that he injured people around him, as if he didn't think living in an apartment building would be a good idea or a bad idea. It's like, you realize that's why Bruce Wayne has a Batcave.
In a mansion on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, and doesn't live downtown.
Well, he did for a point.
But
he came to his senses and left.
Yeah. He's like, oh no, what did I do? It's my fault, because it's always my fault.
See, it says the autobiography of Tony Stark. No, this is, like you said, this is the suicide note.
I'm lucky to be alive.
Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah, really. Yep, so one of the neighbors died in the explosion.
Oh, now he's gonna get lectured by Cap.
Riri and Black, or is it Jim Rhodes or Black Panther?
Is it Rhodey?
That looks like Black Panther.
Yeah, really.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Wakanda Forever for the channel, and it was bad. I don't really like it, but Riri Williams was like really standout stupid to the point where it's like Marvel likes to play into these cultural stereotypes by mistake, like to the fact where the point where her armor had braids sculpted into the head. What message is that? Like, it's so important that your identity is preserved, so we make a suit of armor where your braids are like covered. What the hell? Like, that'd be like if Iron Man, the suit had a little mustache protector on the outside, or like, a metal Van Dyke or something to look cool. They really have ruined, like, whoever works there. And I mean this with sincerity. I wish them all like safe health, but somebody should just go in and kick them all out. Like, fire everybody, because I guarantee you, in one day, I could staff Marvel and DC with people to make better books. It's not hard. It's like comic books are the only medium where the fans do it better than the big guys every time. Like, can do it better because you just hire artists. You got writers. You can do these things. Why stick around with these characters if they suck so bad?
Oh my god.
True.
Jeff sounds like me with the Sentinel of Liberty.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, Tim Drake's living in a shitty marina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for Tim. It's a far cry from Wayne Manor, but hey.
Yeah.
Yep. Him and his boyfriend.
Dare I ask who edit this? Because that seems to be like the thing we always look at.
Yes, really, that a lot of the fingers have to be pointed toward the editors. I think this is the same. Is this the same guy who did the Fantastic Four stuff? And
Darren.
One Ferriggi.
That's the artist.
Oh, it's the artist. Oh, sorry.
Darren Sean.
Darren Sean. It looks like
That's a new name. That one I don't recognize.
Okay.
Me neither.
So yeah, they say Tony made a mistake. Yeah, Tony, you fucked up, and then he pays for the funeral arrangements
With no money.
Yeah. Okay, now here is like the fifth kicker at this point. So everyone is suing Tony Stark under the sun, and yes, for what happened. Tony says, "I don't care, just pay it off." And Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk's telling him, "But Tony, some of these people, they weren't even in the city when it happened. They're just taking advantage of you." He's like, "I don't care, pay them off." Like, wait, what? Tony would never say that.
This is just bad business.
Yes.
So, like, really?
Pay them all off.
Like, with no money I have.
Yes, there's no money.
That was my next question. How?
Yeah. Gonna cash in your armor? What the hell?
Yeah,
He's got that one suit, bro. That'll get him
your insurance.
couple $100.
I guess. I don't know. You're gonna file. I don't know.
That
Insurance
vibranium
claim?
present from Wakanda. Is he gonna cry?
The suit lost its stability, just like me.
Funny.
Pay everybody off. Are you kidding?
What's up with the face right there, man? That emotion is something.
Yeah.
So I said, is he gonna cry?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
This artist is great with hands, but the face is just like, and the faces look human. I'm not here to dig on them, but I can't. My number one rule of thumb is I need to be able to look at a comic book page and know the entire story without reading it. And that's just the rule. All the classics, all the greats are like that. We brought up Neil Adams at the beginning of the show. That's how it works.
Yeah.
The problem is they save all the good artists now for variant covers.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's how it is anymore. Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of these artists just go to other places for work because, they can make more.
Probably. I mean, a lot.
Go to Substack.
Go to Substack now. Yeah.
Substack, Kickstarter.
Yeah. So he goes to his last piece of property he has, just abandoned garage
in Jersey City.
Yep. Wasn't that was that a Grand Theft Auto City? Or was it? I'm thinking of Vice City.
Yeah, Vice City.
Vice City. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just living in a garage now. one step away from a van down by the river.
I was just about to say it's better than a van down by the river.
Oh God.
My question is, why does he even have this place?
Yeah.
That's another $1 million question. Yeah. And I don't think it's explained why he has that place.
Nope.
Just it's a cave to retreat into. Wait. Okay. Sure. It's pretty random. It's pretty random for this to be the cave you go to. All right. Fixing a suit on a budget. Are you?
Is this supposed to make Iron Man more relatable?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's. Oh, God.
What's he doing? Car repairs on the side?
They've really ruined the character of Iron Man. He's not your working man Avenger. He literally is the man at the top. He's benevolent Lex Luthor. He's the man at the top of his own tower. He's not even that good of a guy. He just is a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, he was Howard Hughes. That's who he was. That's who he was based off of.
Yep.
And these writers, they miss the point. They don't get the point of the character anymore.
Yeah, I think Mark sums it up in the comments.
Is it this one? This one?
Yeah.
It's same tired old story. Our man broke. Namor loses his kingdom. It kept us its place in modern America. Yep, over and over and over again.
That's what we want, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who knows how long until this gets canceled?
Yep. And boom! Oh, we got action.
Whoa! Easy.
Well, how many pages in?
20.
Yeah.
Yep, someone new. So, sit down. You're pissing me off. Doesn't ask if anyone's all right.
You told him my office I'm going to sue you for everything you have. Pay him off.
Yep. Now, this is the kicker right here. So he's fighting this guy. Bear in mind, there's a helicopter here. It's not operated by AI. There are people in this helicopter. And he takes the helicopter.
Oh, God.
Uses it as a weapon.
Not to sound like a nerd, but wouldn't Iron Man realize, hey, using a helicopter is kind of dumb. I have a suit of armor that can do better stuff.
I've got repulsor blasts I can use.
This is a very Superman move from John Byrne's Superman. It's oh wait, there's a helicopter falling from the sky. Let me grab it and use it as a club, not with people inside of it.
Yeah. That's a Zack Snyder thing to do, you know.
Good
riddance to that guy.
I guess this is the budget suit. He doesn't have weapons in it.
I have no offensive things.
Yeah,
just
sorry,
defensive.
sorry. Them's the breaks, guys.
Don't worry, I'll pay your families off. You'll be okay.
Oh God, John's funny.
And fire some spooge at him.
Yeah,
and
the spooge.
They go down. Thanks for.
We were almost
it just
rightfully so.
Tell us, you capitalist
pigs.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, I haven't heard that one before. Thanks.
Yep. Some manners. You're a drone. Not a drone. And blasts cold freeze. And it's someone who was kidnapped 2 days ago.
Okay.
No.
Okay, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, kill two, all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll beat it out of him.
Yeah. I'll use the helicopter again as a weapon and beat him. Yeah.
All right, talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess the guy was insinuating an improper relationship with Riri Williams, and a comment earlier. Where was
Oh
it at?
God.
Oh yeah, you're tutoring. Yeah, mind telling me if she's a ward or a date? You never can tell with you capitalist pigs. First, I can't teach that woman anything. Yeah,
Yep.
She being Riri Williams. It's are you a 13-year-old girl? You can't teach anything. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep, there's your hero.
This is Iron Man. Yep, eating Chinese food and dumping it in the building he helped destroy.
This
and
is
getting
like-
yelled at for littering.
Yeah.
Everybody, you piece of shit, you almost kill us, you littering fucker, you asshole, you capitalist piece of shit, fuck. It's
This-
like, dear Lord.
This is the Iron Man I wish the shrapnel entered his heart. Like,
Yeah.
screw this guy. What a shitty hero.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
And everyone's talking shit
This is
to you.
superior Iron Man.
Yeah.
The invincible Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
How invincible is he? I'm going to guess he can't survive this title more than 12 issues before a reboot happens. So
Yeah.
he's not that invincible.
Hi. Oh.
And yep, he goes to AA.
Where he can get lectured some more.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I would think this would be a good time for him to say something. I'm Tony. This and this. I've been going through this. No, he doesn't say a goddamn thing. He just sees some guy say he's an alcoholic, then Tony leaves. It's
I
like,
sat
what,
listening, but I didn't hear a word.
What the fuck was the point of this? He doesn't do a damn thing. He walks in, walks out. Yeah.
Yeah, you think that would be a heartfelt moment?
But yeah,
Everybody
your
hates
chance
me
to
in
show
this city.
your chance to
Yeah.
to show some heart, and say like he's fucked up, and no, he just walks right out.
He's a great listener. Oh, man, am I right?
Oh man. Wakes up in the men's room. Not sure how I end up inside. What's happening to me? Yep,
Oh.
he's drinking again.
you can't
Yep.
just breeze past that.
Nope.
Who wrote this again?
Jerry Duggan.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, he wrote another book that week also.
Mm-hmm.
That's an achievement if they're this quality.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You guy like me with a disease, you just gotta put one foot in front.
Is that Tony Stank?
Yep, that's Tony Stank. And
Oh, now he's gonna puke. Oh, okay.
Oh, let's not make fun of this asshole.
and it ends
Terrible.
right here.
Oh,
This is the great writing.
all you need now is Hellcat to show up.
And
Yeah.
lecture him and talk
Yeah.
shit to him.
Yeah, Hellcat, Riri Williams, just everyone lining up, just like, come on.
Well, that'll
Really?
be the next issue. We
Yeah,
gotta drag
yeah.
you ass off the street.
That's what happened in the previous issue, in the previous series. Hellcat lecturing him every damn chance she got, even when he's in the hospital bed near death, lecturing him on how much of a fuck up he was.
Yeah. It's got to be like Kevin McAllister.
Oh, and his privilege. Remember the privilege part.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are 15 people living in this house. The only one has to cause trouble.
Oh, Iron Man versus Ironheart. Oh god, this is
Ah!
going to be fun, man.
I wonder who's
Man.
going to
Yep.
Not us.
win. No. What's the fight we've always wanted? What?
Yeah, since the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can almost predict what happens in that book.
Oh, trust me, Snowball Ninja. I've got stories for Grifter. I've got stories for Iron Man. Trust me, I've been working on these for 10 years. I've got ideas. They won't take me. Oh, trust no, I am too good for these two. They can't afford me. Trust me.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the Marvel problems come from, man. They just hire real cheap artists, real cheap people. Like,
Yeah.
you get what you pay for in any art field, really. But I don't know, maybe I guess I can understand why you wouldn't want to funnel a ton of money into the comic book arm of your empire, but I also don't understand why you wouldn't treat your IPs with the respect they deserve, so you put the best talent possible on it, so your product is always seen as superior. So, like, I can't understand the decision, really.
Yeah.
They're just jobbers. People just they need
Ooh,
the
good
work.
reference.
Yeah, they're jobbers. They just need the work, And Ed Piskor, when him and Jim Rugg talk about it, and when they do their reviews of comics, they can talk about Wizard Magazine. A lot of the guys who are on the X.
I watch that guy.
90s. They talk about a lot of those guys were just jobbers, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I don't need Marvel. I don't need their work. I'm making more than enough with what I'm doing at Merc Publishing and with Marat Michaels coming down the chain. I don't need Marvel. Never.
Me neither.
Yeah, Jeff, how's your book coming along?
Great. Knocked out 3 penciled pages this week, so keeps on moving along. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes. That's what I want to talk to you about, dude, because I have some questions since you're like in the know about a few things. So I was gonna ask you for some not necessarily advice, just some questions on things. So maybe we'll chat on the phone later.
Yeah, actually, yeah. We mean the broadcast. We can talk later about it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, definitely not tonight because I'm gonna have to go in a little bit. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, this was the Invincible Iron Man, people.
It was not a title that I would pay money to read.
It did live up to its name.
This book had 30 variant covers under the sun. It is ridiculous. Yeah, just.
Thankfully, Alex Ross wasn't on this.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah, but Bob Layton was. Yeah.
The thing is, it's a nice cover for a really bad book. Like that is I would buy that as a poster. That is a really nice piece of work. But
yeah, Cal Magoo, he is getting a lot of work. He is a great artist. He's done a lot of work for Batman. He did the exclusive for Comics Elite for a Batman 118, I think. But anyway, yeah, great cover. He's done a lot of great stuff, and it sucks we have great names associated with shitty books like this. Carrie, was there a book this week that you liked?
Well, if you don't mind talking about manga.
No, we mean books that people actually read.
Actually, Ghost Rider. Ooh, yeah. That's why they dominate every bookstore in the
Fake news.
Actually, Ghost Rider number 9.
Oh.
Yeah. I got caught up on that.
Okay. Let's bring up Ghost Rider. The Ghost Ritter. Not got. That's not it.
Got Rider.
Vengeance, forever.
Give me one second. Give me a few minutes to find it. So anyway, I just turned in the 3rd draft for Born of Blood 6.
Nice.
And hopefully the art will be starting eventually sometime soon on that. But we've already started the art for Born of Blood 5, which looks amazing. And I can't wait for everyone because we have a new. Can't spoil. I'm not going to say anything. The art looks amazing though. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Ghost Rider number 9. Yeah, look at that Bjorn Bear cover right there. Man, love it. Let's bring up all the pages. Yeah, one thing I got to give credit to the Ghost Rider series is that the art in this has been amazing.
Yes.
Solid.
And the story hasn't been bad either. There have been a couple issues here and there that have been like
motorcycle race.
Yeah, the wacky races issue.
Yeah, the Devil's Backbone. What the hell is that called? Yeah, it's like.
Was that it? I gotta look at that one. We gotta pull that one out. Jeff has to see this. It's like,
that was the one issue where I was like, oh.
Is it issue 6?
That's the not.
It's
fight.
before this. Before this.
Okay, issue 5. Okay. Yeah, there's literally like the Hanna-Barbera wacky races where they're.
It was.
I thought it should be a joke, but it's actually no. This
like,
happens.
Wait, we literally have every Marvel character on a motorcycle chasing after this, like, get out of jail
there
free.
It is.
Yep, getting out.
I was like, what the
Dr. Doom on a motorcycle.
Swamp Thing.
Oh God.
Like Man Thing. Sorry, Man Thing. I'm getting
thing right. It's like It's like Moon Knight, not Daredevil.
Yep. Man Thing? Really?
I know. I said Man Thing was like, what?
It's like, what's his running on?
Yeah.
Dracula.
God.
Yeah, that whole issue almost made me stop reading.
Yep. Wacky races.
Yeah. I thought it was made up.
So this got to be a dream sequence. Somebody's
Mhm.
messing with his head, and
Nope, this actually all happened.
Ugh.
I was seriously waiting for like Dashley and Muttley to start
Mm.
showing. You know?
Oh God! Just thinking back.
yeah, this has got to be a dream.
That actually happened.
If it was DC, Harley would be driving by.
And here we go. Yeah, and then you get banger pages like this. It's like
Yeah.
gnarly stuff.
What's the name of this X-Men title?
Sorry.
Sorry, I stepped away for a quick second.
Oh no, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because Ben Percy was writing, I think, Wolverine at the time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, when he did this, he was writing those one of the two of the god awful Wolverine, like the X Lives or X Death of Wolverine. He was writing one of those.
I bought that book, The Death of Wolverine, like all those books. That was kind of the end of my Marvel run. That and whatever was going on at DC, I think was 0 year with Batman, or Year Zero, and I was just kind of burnt out on all the comic books. So I think that's when I actually just said no more.
That's very fair. I remember that point too. I was going to the comic book shop, and I just remember saying to myself, "There's nothing really exciting here. Nothing dazzling here to keep me interested, to keep me going."
Yep, this will bring you right back in. Come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah, that covers. No.
Yeah, like Bjorn Barons, he is a beast. His Spawn covers are amazing.
Yeah, but
that's great.
Of exhaust, that exhaust character is awesome.
Now, if there's one downside to this book outside of that wacky races issue, it is the girl with the dragon tattoo element. I just don't care for her.
Yeah,
I have a feeling she won't see it to the end. I think something's going to happen to her.
I would not mind that.
Have you guys heard about the Ghost Rider Hasbro failed project? The
yes,
HasLab?
yes, yeah, and that was the Ghost Driver, I believe.
Yeah,
yes.
The Spirit of Vengeance or whatever they called the car or something like that. I don't read Ghost
Robbie
Rider.
Reyes.
I just know. Yeah, I know Johnny Blaze and whoever was the version in the 90s with the gray pants.
Danny Ketch.
Danny Ketch.
That was cool. 90s comics had a cool factor, and Ghost Rider was up there, but he never caught on like mainstream. I was so surprised that they tried to like do a crowdfunder for that character at that price. This isn't the X-Men.
Yeah, it's like it's like, not to say like he's obscure, but like, I mean, yeah, if you're a Marvel reader, habitual, you know Robbie Reyes, you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I mean, okay, he's got a cool Dodge Challenger, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it doesn't have that cool factor as like that motorcycle with that skull look on it, with the chains around the Ghost Rider. It did lack that extreme cool factor.
Yeah, he's got like a metal mask. It looks like, oh, I love that.
Ooh, man, yeah. Like I said, the artistness, yeah, his monster stuff he does in this book is terrific.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
And I like the dig they give to Chicago being a total piece of shit dumpster fire of a city. Like, it actually makes sense. All these evil things are attracted to it. It's like, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah. I've been to the South Side many times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, I think the Ghost Rider version of him is going to do something to her because she's hiding something and it senses it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I was assuming she was going to take over the mantle.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking, I'm like,
No.
oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Don't. We
Yeah.
already have how many female Ghost Riders?
Yeah. Yeah, you have the Ghost Rider Phoenix, and you have the Ghost Rider of the 1 million BC, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it does. It's solid.
Yeah, the Native American one, the one. Oh, no.
Cool page right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Like his gore factor is great.
And
Back to
Hell's Backbone. Yep, there we go. Got the Worm Man.
Yeah, the Worm Man.
Yep.
Worm Feast. Sure. Because this is a court of people, isn't it? The Midnight Society or something? I don't
know, but they look more
They're
menacing.
like a magic organization or something.
They look more menacing than the Court of Owls, I'll say that.
Yes.
True.
Got missing peoples.
This part was creepy.
Oh, yeah. You have to pay if you want passage.
Got to pay the toll.
Yep.
Yes.
Danny DeVito. Yep, there we go. Oh, man.
Mm.
I'll take teeth. I'll take your blood. It's a troll toll. And then boom.
Wow.
Yum.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at those people.
Yeah.
Just-
It's like the
Let's
Midnight
save
Meat
us.
Train by Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. All that suffering.
Being driven to slaughter. Oh, there we go. It's changing. There it
I
goes.
love the
Yes.
transformations in this.
Yes. Boom.
That's a great shot.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Absolutely. This is the book Marvel's getting right here.
Yep.
One of the few. It's like this.
Very few.
Yeah, this, Moon Knight, and Strange Academy are the
Yes.
Yep.
three routinely look forward to.
I haven't caught up in Daredevil though. Has that gotten worse?
Between the hand and the fist and the foot and the mouth, I don't
And
know
the-
how many evil things they
and,
got
and Daredevil breaking out supervillains to
yes.
to make his own army, putting them on an island out in the open so that can be their way of rehabilitation. Like
What's wrong with Zdarsky?
it's like, if you follow him like the previous run, he's got a lot of comments to make about the prison system. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Drew, can you check the private chat real quick?
Oh, yep. Okay. Just what we got here. Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and wrap things up anyway. This is what we want to talk about. Just the good thing, the bad things of the week, and Spawn Batman, which was I think we all agree was a
Man. That's that.
yeah. So I want to thank our guests for being here, Carrie, Nerdy Girl. Appreciate you for
Thank
coming
you.
on. Hope you had fun. And Jeff, thank you so much for the first time coming on our show. We appreciate it.
Dude, it was such a blast. I would love to have all of you guys and Carrie as well. Don't want to, segregate or anything, but love to have you all on our channel as well because this was a fun comic book
Sweet.
conversation. What was the guy's MVP was his name, or he went by?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just so nice. And I've had these conversations with you countless times, but I love to get to geek out on the minutia of comic books with people that get it. And then we can talk about another range of topics in this medium. It's so nice, being a creator like you, having this outlet to just kind of, talk with like almost colleagues in a way about this shit too. It's so nice. And you guys,
Yeah.
it was a fun stream to have.
Yeah, it really is. It is a great time just talking with, like you said, colleagues, sharing ideas, thoughts. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's so much fun. And I don't get to do it enough. And only time I get to do it anymore are conventions, and I got to wait till March or April until we go down to Florida. But hopefully we can chat some more over the phone because I would love to chat with you some more. And,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We do, as we often say, please remember to buy what you like, collect what you want, don't listen to the haters, and we will see you guys again next time.